Facebook won't stop dinging. Stop dinging. I swear, every time I go live, it's like 100 people messaging me all of a sudden. Like, where are you the whole rest of the day? Also, Moon, you're gonna make me like click allow on like every single message, aren't you? I had to add permitted term hose, which would be really awkward if this were a Minecraft stream. Also, as you can tell, my laziness did not even fix the pallet angel. Whoop. I just dropped my painting handle. Alright. Tonight, doing the white armor on the arm that we mostly did last stream for our current white scars, because this white hell will never end. Yeah, you really are gonna make me like allow every single message. This is now the stream. I just click admin pop-ups in chat. That's all I do now. Imagine that as an actual stream. It's like chat admin stream. That's the category. What do you stream? What do you stream? Well, I'm a chat mod in someone else's chat, and this is just me streaming, me modding the chat. Oh, you can only stop me now when you're still a small stream. Oh yeah, yep. When I get a whole, you know, like 5 people chatting at the same time, I won't be able to control it anymore. You're gonna come in and get them rolling in a direction. It's all over. Nah, it'd be happening too fast. Can't even see. Gonna be like Shadow the Hedgehog with the Chaos Crystals. Swoop right in and destroy everything. Faster than I can tell. Oh yeah, guess what I found out at the tournament? That a whole bunch of people at my local game store secretly watch my stream. They go out of their way not to chat with me, but amongst themselves during the stream and make like bets and stuff about my painting. It was pretty funny. And I'm like, you guys are just singing there and like I don't even know it? Like, is that the people that like I always see like lurkers on every single stream? Like one lurker the entire stream? Every single stream? Can't tell if it's hilarious or creepy. Which also has me wondering, like, why don't you guys talk to me if you're in the chat? Like, it's just... Like, they know me in real life. Why are we not chatting? Probably just salty that I haven't gotten a car yet to resume gaming with them. After... How many months has it been since last November? Almost a year. I know that. 3, so 9 months? This shading is going wonky on me. What is this track? Its name is Margin of Error, playing now, and I think that's very fitting. Dorito. I desire a Dorito. Well, thanks. Now I desire Dorito too, and I just ate a huge piece of roast. Yeah, I could still go for more food. Like, that was a lot of roast. I should have waited just so I know. Just for trivia purposes. Massive. I got like 3/4 way through and I was like, am I actually going to finish this? And then I was like, oh yes I am. Let's see, if that was let's see, on average they're like 3.5 pounds, right? So if that was a 3.5 pound roast in total, and I had to last like nearly 1/4 of it, yeah, that was nearly a pound of roast I ate all of like an hour and a half ago. This is what calorie deficits do to me. I get it when I hear about, you know, weightlifters having, you know, triple-digit weekly shopping bills, like grocery bills. All you're eating is protein. Man, can you pack it away? Like, holy crap. That's good. I can feel it working. The scale says it's working. So in all truth, Moon, I'm still on the fence about... Actually, I don't remember if I ever told you about this idea. I had the idea of turning this into a political stream. Like, political painting. Not that I would paint political things, though maybe it would turn into that. But, like, having very political conversations on it. And, thus far, mostly, like, anyone I've talked to about it is like, that would probably go great, in all reality. At least until Twitch caught on to your specific beliefs. But, overall, probably would go great. My concern is still the, yeah, right, it can go really good or really bad. I'm kind of feeling like it could go really good. How it could go really bad and what's stopping me is nothing to do with Twitch, but it's actually if I do get that, right, yeah. My concern is if I do get in a position of getting that Fang job, would I end up disqualifying myself if they looked on here? I mean, it is actually on my resume. It's like one of my current means of employment is an artist painting and it does streams. Because you know these large corporations like becoming more and more political by the day, and yeah, could I potentially make this big enough to replace that kind of job if I were to go for it? That's what's got me stuck. I mean, it'd be really annoying if, oh, hey, Tone. How's it hanging, Tone? Oh, I already do write everything off of my taxes, Moon. Like, everything. Like, literally this paint came in today. That's gonna get ran off of my taxes next year. I already do that. Like, so much stuff is ran off between my web dev business and this painting business. Like, all these lights, my cameras, basically everything short of like this laptop, because the laptop was too expensive to write off, but like everything. No, I could legitimately do that if I could afford new kitchen appliances in the first place. No, I already know like how to do all that. I've done all the paperwork before. Like last year, I wrote off like something like $9,000 worth of like tech and paint and brushes and cameras and lights and soundproofing and subscriptions to software that I actually do use for business. Like, that's actually one of the more legitimate ones. Like, my whole Adobe suite is all written off. I got Premiere Pro in there, Photoshop, Lightroom, Audition. Got all those. That's all written off. What's crazy, and this is how bad self-employed people are taxed. Out of all that, I came out with like $142 tax return this year. Like, still after like $9,000, eight to $9,000 worth of tax write-offs, I got $142. Next step. My next step is my mix for Tone's purpose here, because he would know what I'm talking about. This here is a mix of 2-1-1 Apothecary White contrast, Black Templar contrast, Lamian medium. Pop into like a whole bunch of it at that ratio. Pop into this, and then yeah, used as a narrow shader. $2. Jeez, what do you? I gotta teach you how to do taxes, man. Like, before I got super self-employed and I was doing taxes, I was getting, you know, hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Oh, I wouldn't even bother well, okay, to be fair, these days you can cash that digitally. Like, you just take a picture of it. But I wouldn't even bother caching that at that point. I would just literally shred that, throw it away. Like, what is even the point? Is this the good size 0? I believe it is. Hey Tone, let me shoot an idea by you, which, you know, I might have already done because I can never remember who I've talked to about this stuff. Let me shoot an idea by you if you're still there. What if I, you know, kept painting, everything looks the same, but primary topics of conversation were actually like culture and politics and social issues and that kind of crap. Full freeform and conversation flow. Like, I'm not gonna mediate anything, but like, that's the type of stuff I've been thinking about lately about talking about. It's actually the reasons I hesitate have nothing to do with Twitch. That's the funny part. We're gonna get some shading right in here so it doesn't look so weird as it jumps into the shoulder trim there. I remember this from the other day. Depends on the audience, right? I watch you during my workouts, so probably can't engage completely in those topics. Well, I mean, that's fair. Okay, so it was you. I know I have talked to a few of my regulars about it. It does seem like generally people like the idea. People are not opposed to this. I've not yet heard one. I've only heard once like this could go wrong in like a third party sense. Yeah, okay, so here's why I hesitate. I have an in that might be able to get me a job at a FANG company. I won't say which company. Oh yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, it's it's a specific employer that like is so big. Like, when I say FANG, I mean like top tier tech company. I mean one of the big ones. One of like the international ones. Like, could I get big enough on Twitch that it would theoretically replace that if it were to happen? But the more I think about it, the more I'm thinking, I wonder if I would even actually land that job in the first place. Like, am I smart enough for the job? Yes. Am I qualified for the job on paper? Yeah. It's like, it's hard. It's also hard because, like, based on all the stuff they say about the culture, the people they want there, I still match that even when I'm being, like, full force. I'm gonna talk about whatever I want. Say my ideas, say my opinions, not give a crap about, and based on the stuff they post on the internet about the culture they want, that kind of opinionated, I want to change the world thing is something they like. Maybe I will just go for it. Screw it. Maybe this is becoming that. If nothing else, like, the growth has been, I mean, the growth has been there on Twitch, but man, has it been like painfully slow. All things considered. Is that a, I can't tell if that's paint or if that's plastic. I think that's plastic. Is there a category? I think there's a category. Is there a category just for politics, or is it there? Is it just chatting? Oh no, politics is in there. Politics in the more political arena, power politics, the political process, political animals. That's a category, is political animals? Wow. Alright. I'm gonna have to do some research on that. Do some market research, because, you know what? Maybe screw it. Maybe I just go for it. Here's the thing, there's always the option of an NDA. I've worked with plenty of those. I've written some of those. Can always just make it so, I never say who the job I'm working for is. But yeah. Ah, yes, I need to, do the shoulder pad. Okay, so when you say you watch me during your work hours, do you have, like, headsets going, or is it just you worried about the typing? To be fair, you do just type into the chat. I mean, unless someone looks over your shoulder. I ask because I kind of want to get into the topic that Moon and I were talking about right before the stream. Lawyers have to deal with someone. Yeah. Work from home's not to worry about anyone seeing chat, usually in a work call or actively working on something. Ah. Okay, yeah, I think it's fine. Okay, well, screw it. Let's do it. Hey Moon, you wanna intro what we were talking about before? Because it's funny. I would just die if they wanted to see my private messages on those damn apps. I mean, to be fair, this is my own personal brand, my own personal platform. Like, I've always thought it was pretty crap of a company to try to intercede on people's, like, private social media. Like, that actually happened once at my male loneliness. Yeah. Right before that, before I jump into that, this actually happened at my first job, which was at TJ Maxx and Home Goods, where one of the guys actually briefly got in trouble because of stuff he said on Facebook. And this was one with one of the, like, so-so managers, assistant managers that eventually was let go later. I heard about that, like, almost immediately, and I got just ticked. I was furious, and I actually gave the managers an earful about it. Like, I really just went ham. Um, I don't remember exactly what happened after that, but I do remember I worked with that guy for quite a while afterwards, so I think I won? I'm trying to remember. That was a lot of... That was... That was too many years ago. That would have been something like 2014? Jeez, 8 years ago. Um, so yeah. So yeah, so um, before the stream, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna title this stream as White Armor is a Myth. As a subtle allude to the internet joke women are a myth. Which is kind of a whole thing going on with men in Western pardon me, Western cultures, where the modern dating culture has become very skewed, where all of a sudden 80% of women have decided they only want the top 20% of men, and man is it causing problems. And I have a lot of thoughts as to where that movement kind of came from. Ooh. Oh, this is... Oh, it got some on my nail and now it's sliding up. And can get off the red. Can get off the red is one part. That's hard to fix. Mostly. Yeah. Man, that was quite the freak accident right there. And by the way, there's actually been a lot of studies on this thing about the 80-20 split there. And the women aren't exactly liking it either. In fact, the ones getting, like, hamstrung by it the hardest are, 30 plus, especially with children. It's a mess. It's a mess for them because guys, vast majority of guys don't want nothing to do with that. A whole lot of extra going on that, that's not why you're going in there, necessarily. Into that situation. And you're getting timed out of getting in on your own situation. Like, pretty quick. So when most guys don't want to deal with that, and then the women are going for the top 20%, because they think that's what they're eligible for, and then getting, you know, denied, ghosted, used, all this stuff, and they're like, what is even going on? Why? It's a problem. I know a few women in that situation, actually. Not great. Before I jump into why I think this came around, you wanna, you have any thoughts on this, Moon? I would like to hear yours in particular. I wouldn't say it's people specifically. Um, they don't want to work on relationships because looks fade, kids grow up and leave. How do you have lifelong commitment if you don't want to work on stuff? So here's what I'm noticing of it. Where some of the causes for this are. And, I'll flip around my palette here. I think this is primarily from a result of the radical feminism movements and them telling women nonstop that they that basically no matter what they do, that they're like highly valuable and sought after and high self-esteem and everything else. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have that or get that. The problem is that I also think a lot of people think they're doing 50-50 with one partner is doing a lot more. Yeah, that happens a lot. I've been there. I was usually the one that was bending over backwards in my relationships. Here's what it kind of comes down to. Women over the last couple decades have been massively propped up by you're entitled to want a sexy model if you're ugly. In fact, yeah, no kidding. Now a lot of people have that problem. Men and women have that problem. And it kind of does come from these basic principles that both genders work off of. That, well, yes, women do have an inherent like built-in value system that is like that has mechanical usage, right? And it's the ability to, you know, have kids. And on an instinctual level, we all acknowledge that. And men, they create their value through what they can create, the resources they can acquire. And that's why women will always date across or up hierarchies, and why achieving a woman is a point of status for men, because it shows that you are across or up the hierarchical ladder from where she was. Men are a little more delusional about this due to the sheer amount of hot, sexy women on the internet. The girls men post mid-under would probably be above that guy in looks. Well, on the flip side, you know, like remember what I was saying about, 80% of women on dating apps, the stats and studies keep coming out with 80% of women on dating apps will only, like, they only want the top 20% of guys on the dating apps. Like, average women are not giving average men the time of day. Even when, in all honesty, most average dudes, as a dude that's fairly average, we will take an average woman in a heartbeat. Because honestly, like, after a certain point, the looks become very priority. for us. There is a point where we really don't care that much about the looks. Really, it becomes way more about personality, about effort. Like, that's probably the one biggest thing any guy wants in a woman, is just effort. Effort, yes, in herself, which usually comes out in looks, but not always, but effort into the relationship. Guys, let's see. Women are more delusional about money men would have. Well, yeah, looks fade. Yeah, actually, I found that it's actually pretty early on that most men like stop caring about women's looks. Like it's like mid-20s. About mid-20s, men generally stop giving a crap about the looks so much as, you know, is she more, you know, like the temperament that they want, and can they hold their end in a relationship. Like, I mean, me, for example, I just want my partner to have a bunch of like hobbies and artistic expression like I do. I want them to be like some kind of crazy artist type. Like always doing stuff, having ideas and dreams and passions and making stuff. I don't want um an NPC as a partner. That's my biggest thing. You know, all about them characters. People have called me a D&D character. Well, I want a D&D party member as my partner. That's my biggest thing. Everything else is optional. And yeah, I have seen a lot of women get real delusional about the amount of money that men have access to. It's, you know, a lot of them are still caught in that trap of thinking about the pay gap stuff. You know, you and I have talked about extensively. Like, that's not really a thing anymore in Western society. Like, it exists, but it has nothing to do with gender. There's I mean, there's a little bit. It's like, what was it, 3 to 5% of it in the multivariate analysis of it. I mean, it's like 18 other reasons. I don't know them all off the top of my head. Nobody go asking me. I can name a few of them. But yeah, it's like most guys are not walking ATMs just because they're a dude. Not how it works. I think I already got these knuckles. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Alright, that's that highlight. Is women now and more likely to have degrees than men? It's reverse, kind of. Yeah, no, there's a lot more women with degrees now. I'm ready to be a provider for a woman. Are you saying you're ready to be a provider for a woman? Is that what you're saying, Moon? Man, it looks like it. Women everywhere. Be aware. Moon's out on the prowl. She's coming for you. She ready to provide for you. I want to put a troll face. I don't know if I have a troll emote. I know I don't in my custom ones. I don't know what else I have in there. I haven't really gone through the whole catalog. Yes, I'm gonna provide for my family. Yeah, with her, what else do we have in here? We have a Kipo. Kind of a troll. Wow, we really don't have like a troll trail. How does Twitch global emotes not have some kind of universal, like, maybe not the original troll, but some kind of troll in there? Fascinating. Also, there's so many faces of, like, I'm assuming these are streamers. I have no idea who they are. Well, I'm all for more Kappa, so I'm just gonna pop a Kappa Ross in there. Because that's who I be. Alright, what's next? White Scar. White Scar is next for the White Scars. It's the paint's actually called White Scar. Yeah, because Moon's rolling in sweet non-profit money. Just gonna provide for all the family. How's the hunt for changing that, by the way? Also, I'm wondering now that I am probably just talking politics, but I shouldn't just change the category midstream and see what happens. Change the title, change the category. I'm getting a pay raise. Nice! Is it a meaningful pay raise? Because I've totally gotten pay raises that I just rolled my eyes out. Looking to different places, but I've been so lazy about the resume. Now you gotta get that right. English. I can. I believe I can. Gotta get that resume going on. Like 8 grand, so not huge. 8 grand a year. Well, yeah, I'd assume it was 8 grand a year. 8 grand anything else is like a little large for non-profit, not gonna lie. Dude, I was once so tired while looking at house listings, and normally, where they normally put like pay per month, someone put the annual amount, and like I swear, I even started texting a friend about it. I swear I actually thought like the annual amount was the amount a month that they were bringing in. But that, it was legitimately like 2:30 in the morning. It was pretty funny. It was really cringe at the time when I realized it. I'm like, oh no. I actually thought someone was paying like, was it some like 38 grand a month or some nonsense like that. I mean, it wasn't a really like specific area that it wouldn't be like the most ridiculous thing in the world. It was they were huge apartments. It was like a decent sized house, just like stacked one upon another. Anyway, what is this track? I don't like this. Dark Rhythm? That was called Dark Rhythm? Nah, I was too happy for Dark Rhythm. You are not grim dark enough for me. Drops of light. Eh. Not gonna lie, I'm getting kind of like tired like right now. What's the minimum wage in the States? So, it's weird. Minimum wage like federally is still $7.25 an hour. That's federal. Very few states still have it there. But like every state is different. It's just basically the federal one is saying like no state can make it below that. I'm trying to remember what the minimum wage in my state is. Okay, so my state's probably one of the somewhat better ones. $12.25 is the minimum wage here where I live. Yeah, I know, right? Like, some people legitimately pay more than that for a coffee. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when I first joined the workforce in 2012 and got that retail job at TJ Maxx and Home Goods, my starting pay was $7.15. Yeah, basically, you get just about all of that back. But you have to wait till tax season the next year to get that back. So you still don't get it initially. Yeah, California's just expensive. That's very true. Rhode Island's pretty expensive too. Um, it doesn't matter almost. Yeah, pretty much. Here's my problem. I actually don't think minimum wages are a good idea. And let me explain why that is. I mean, I say let me, like, unless you log off, of course I'm gonna just say it. You can't stop me. Can't stop me. Minimum wage is basically telling corporations, here's how little you can get away with paying your employees, no matter what kind of work they do. And it takes a massive amount of market incentive for them to pay any higher than that. And also allows them to say that anything higher than that is something you should be grateful for, and then overwork you like crap because you make more than minimum wage. That's what minimum wage does. If you got rid of the minimum wage, yeah, you'd have some places initially try to pay super low, and then all their employees would leave towards the smart ones that go like, oh, well, if they're going super low, let's go like really high and get like super motivated, like hardworking employees. Like all the smart ones are gonna flock over here, and then everyone's gonna follow along, flock over there, and then the people that actually tried it are gonna get creamed. Or you still get taxed, but then get it back as opposed to just not getting your pay check taxed. Well, okay, so it is, at least like where I was, it was taken from the check before I was given it, right? So I would only get the post-tax amount, and then when I would do my taxes the next year, I would put in my W-2, and then I'd get it back in like one big check. And that's what happens to most people that, you know, work like standard, like everyday jobs. Standard W-2 workers. It's called having your taxes withheld, basically. So, which is basically just saying, I always advise you take it, so you're still out of pocket making it, yeah, effectively. It's just wonky timed. But basically, and you can choose to not have it withheld, but that's risky. That's only for people that really know what they're doing. Which is, you would get your full amount, like, in the check, but then you're required to actually, like, do your taxes correctly. And if you do owe, actually send them in manually, or you'll get screwed pretty hard and fast by the IRS. Like, there's a lot of jokes about, like, the IRS over here. There's a I don't remember if it was a Justice League or a Batman thing at one point where the Joker was like, oh yeah, the Justice League or Batman or whoever it was, oh, I don't care about them, but I am not going to get caught with tax fraud, because like the IRS, I ain't messing with that. That's actually a reference because how they got Al Capone was actually on tax evasion. All the crap he did, the thing that got him behind bars was tax evasion. So like in the US, you don't mess with the IRS. Especially when you can just open an LLC and then, you know, mess with your taxes through that legally. In theory, I don't pay any taxes. That's only because, like, almost every single thing I ever buy, I mark off as a business expense, because otherwise I'd be taxed 60% of my income as self-employed. Oh, I screwed up that trench. I gotta redo that before I do the highlight. Oh yeah, so fundamentally, I think minimum wage is actually a bad idea. And it actually makes things harder on low-end workers. Because here's the other thing. As it is, inflation hits first, then prices, then wages, and then way later the minimum wage. That's how that progression works. Inflation sends the dollar down, and the prices go up in addition to that. Some of it part of that, but as often as not, in addition to that. And then wages take a few years to catch up, and a minimum wage, you know, way later. Like I said, federal minimum wage is still $7.25. I don't know which states, but you can bet that there are still some states. I have a guess as to the location where they are, mostly northern Midwest to, you know, central. All those sparsely populated states. Why are you crying and throwing up, Moon? It's not what you're supposed to be doing during my streams. What? And that leads to you crying and throwing up. You might want to reconsider your attachment to animals on the other side of the country from you that you've never met in person and might be owned by a war criminal. No, I'm joking. I'm joking on the war criminal part. But if anyone were to, it'd be a wolf. Oh, I don't know. The guy we're talking about is like 1 degree separate from like the original Florida man, and I'm not even joking on that. Like him, and we know a bunch of that specific like friend group, and like that friend group knows the original Florida man. So I mean, you know, I'm gonna do a quick Google search. Just like, what is the immediate answer Google gives for do raccoons make good pets? Okay. Raccoons can be difficult to keep as pets. You may, well, why is my stream going weird? Okay. Alright, never mind. Thought they'd be aggressive little things based on what I've seen on TV. So, okay, so here's what PetWebMD says. Raccoons can be difficult as pets. You may face challenges having one in your home. Various temperaments. Raccoons can be aggressive, might bite anyone, including family, pets, strangers, and other animals. Adult raccoons, if not domesticated, can become aggressive as young as 6 months old. Can you domesticate a raccoon? Raccoons can't be domesticated now, but studies have shown that raccoon violence has gone down in the past 100 years. This could be due to a number of factors. It could be that less aggressive raccoons are more likely to survive than aggressive raccoons. Okay, give it another, you know, 200 or 300 years. We have properly domesticated raccoons. Oh yeah, you mentioned your foot. How's your foot? Do you still have all your toes? What about that woman who tried to domesticate a chimpanzee, fed it antidepressants daily, and the thing ripped her face off? Well, that's what happens when you give something antidepressants. If I was given antidepressants, I would probably want to rip the person's face off too. The antidepressants like zombify you. It ain't cool. Like, I just took skin off my ankle. Jeez. Yeah, L behavior. Yeah, no, I didn't say that again. Well then. Can I get an F in chat for Moon's foot? F. I think that was my first successful F in chat call out, by the way. Usually flag nor because it's all lurkers. Even though the lurkers might be people I know in real life, I've heard. I found out. Moon, you never commented on this, by the way. So, Tone, I found out that a bunch of people at my local game store secretly watch my streams and never comment or, like, talk to me, but instead talk amongst themselves and make bets, like, during my stream about my painting. This has been, like, an ongoing thing for, like, a little while now. I bled for my pay raise, so yeah, there we go. Use this part of your negotiation tactics. I bled for this company! Oh, so like the example given was I was doing freehand on my Relic Sakaran, which I'll show in a second. And they were betting on like what word I was painting next because I was doing like scripting. Let me set the focus to auto here. You can look at my super dirty paint soap. Alright, so I was scripting that Ravens never forget, and when I hit like never, they were all taking bets as to what the last word was because I wasn't saying it on purpose. So apparently that's a thing. Oh, thanks, man. You know what's crazy? This is not done. I would have bet on the word being poop. Apparently things got really heated when I put the first F and I was messing around trying to like get the O and they were on like a whole bunch of F words. Like a whole bunch of F words. Trying to figure it out. Eggs eggs. Eggs. Why did I think eggs? I think this corner of my eye saw the F with it uppercase E. But they were like, Ravens never fight, Ravens never flee, Ravens never fly, like as a joke, you know, Ravens never fly. Stuff like that. It was actually the game store owner, which does occasionally chat in stream. That bet forget and won, I guess. It never told me how much, but apparently it is a thing. I'm only somewhat certain they're not in here right now because it only tells me 2 viewers in here and both of you are talking to me, but that thing's been wrong before, so, I mean, if anyone from the Hobby Haven is watching right now, I want to know how much money is being made while I am not making anything. So, you know, sad face. No money here. All for your entertainment, and I am a free laborer here. Alright. Oh yeah, I was thinking... Yeah, it's about an hour. I'm gonna switch... kill me, Tone. I don't want to talk about it. No, I'll talk about it in a second. I'm going to, I'm gonna switch the category. Which apparently I'm not in the Warhammer category. Oh yeah, because I think I removed it. I'm gonna switch the category over to... Nah, I don't have anything prepared. I'm gonna make sure it's back. I'm back in the Warhammer category. Apparently, I've not been in the category for the last, like, I don't know how long. Wish I had my whip emoji. I mean... Or just chatting. Yeah, you know what? That's legit, because half the time I am just chatting. I'm not even painting super often. I keep messing with my, my thing. I still got tags of, like, painted, and not painted, painting, and art, and artist, and traditional art, hand painting, hand painted. Warhammer, tabletops, that's all still in there, so whatever. Anyway. It is a way bigger category, so maybe stuff will pop, maybe people pop in. Or put the mic really close to the brush and Mongo for ASMR. But here's the problem, I'd be like doing like this. If you look at my face cam, this is what that look like, which I wouldn't be able to see at all. Because I actually use a headset mic right now, because, this is weird, I have this like really nice mic. Oh, the arm just came off the stand. Okay, I'll just shove back in. Last time I was using it, it was going completely haywire, and I couldn't figure out why. Something with the wire. And I haven't gotten around to fixing it yet, so this whole time I've just been using a crappy headset mic. Is what it is, I suppose. Anyway. ASMR painting is pretty funny, though. I don't think it makes any noise, to be honest. I'd have to set the gain super high. And anytime I talk, your ears would just get blown right out. Yeah, what noise? I don't think there is any noise. Because here's the thing, it's not like brushes scrape, like the bristles scraping. Because the paint is wet. So it completely absorbs any friction. With some dry brushing, I suppose. Brush aggressively. Dry brush only. Everything shall be painted with dry brush. Which, you know, I say as a joke. That's how I did the Rattle Me Bones Necrons for a charity event. If you go to that shop link in the chat, and then you jump over to portfolio, you can see a bunch of the Rattle Me Bones skeletons. There's a start collecting box for my local store's charity, kids charity event last year, and they were like, okay, everyone that wants to contribute to the charity, take a box on the shop, paint it up, play it in the tournament, and then we're gonna raffle them off to people that donated. And what's nice is that people that were physically there and didn't get their raffles like over online were able to choose what armies they got. So even though I painted Necrons, I got more Space Marines. I actually got the Dark Angels starting box, which were painted as Dark Angels, but I just, you know, airbrushed them black over it. Like, off topic, but aggressive toothbrush is scary. Like, how are your nubs, my guy? A little freak. I would say I'm an aggressive toothbrusher, but I have a good reason for that, and that my teeth are super jacked up for many reasons. So there's, like, abnormal recesses that no one else on the planet has to deal with that can only properly be seen to with aggressive toothbrushing. Like, I got teeth out of place, I got teeth crooked, I got teeth with, like, giant gaping holes. That's because I can't find anyone that'll actually, like, work on my teeth for anything I can remotely afford, even with Medicare. Don't matter. Like, I had one place tell me it was like $200 just to come in and talk to the dentist. After insurance. I'm like, what? What? Like, how is anyone supposed to get work at prices like this? This is absurd. You want good teeth? Become rich. I mean, like, legitimately rich. Oh, that's Kevin's not young, but now my teeth are perfect. Good for you. It's just super dismissive. Screw you and your perfect teeth. I don't get cavities anymore like a Chad, because all your teeth are fake. They're actually just dentures. Moon's over here, full dentured out. A teeth cyborg. My teeth might be half there, but at least they're real. I'm just glad, like, the worst of the damage is, like, isn't any of my front. It's all the way back ones that have, like, real noticeable problems besides being out of, like, position. Anyway, oh yeah, to answer your question, Tone, how many more white scars do I have? Are you even ready for this? I have, after this guy is done, 5 more assault intercessors. Thankfully, no more sergeants. 3 outriders, 3 blade guard veterans, a blade guard ancient, a chaplain on a bike, and a Kasaro Khan himself, all with this level of detail or higher. Now, bite you is in the permitted terms. Are you happy now? I guess bite me was gonna get on there soon enough with the way I talk to people. Oh yeah, you know what's even better? I started this commission in early 2021. It was like April 2021 when I got the initial pay for it and the contract. So here's the thing. If I go at this full scale again, which isn't as likely. No. He's already got several other armies, and we realized pretty early on, but after he paid me most of the money, or all the money, or something like that, this was going to take absolutely forever. Because, here's the thing. He gave me a set paint scheme. Like, he chose the paint scheme. It's a very specific, recipe. And, guess where that recipe came from? An heavy metal painter. So one of the official ones that paints for Games Workshop. These are Games Workshop grade white scars. That's why they look so good. So if he started getting fussed about the time, I'd start getting fussed with him. Because A, there was no time frame in the contract, and that was somewhat on purpose, because neither of us knew how long this was going to take. Also, like, dear, like, my brother in Christ, do you even know how many hundreds of hours have gone into these white scars so far? And I have painted a dozen intercessors and an apothecary. I wish I was joking. It's like literally at like full-time painting. Actually, somewhat a little bit over full-time painting when I was when I was able to time this out a few months ago. I was painting something like 10 hours a day on average, and I was going through an intercessor, just as an assault intercessor, every 2.5 to 3 days. Buy Vento Black and start using it for your arc. Isn't that super black? It literally like absorbs light, like it's the black hole paint. I've seen that. I've also seen some people actually use that already for miniatures, and it doesn't go very well. Because part of, I just realized there's a whole bunch of areas I didn't do the first highlight on. Son of a part of painting 3D minis good is making it look more 3D than it is, right? So you want like very dark shadows and very, very bright highlights, but they have to contrast where the highlights are brighter than the shadows, generally speaking. I mean, brighter in the... I'm distracted by this wind tunnel I just got thrown in. Because this track is something like Orbital Wind or something stupid like that. Full focus brown noise. Thank you. I don't know why that track is in here. And I can't get rid of it either. Technicolor Tiles. What a brilliant name. Oh, this is actually kind of like rad and like in... retro, like a very retro way. I kind of like this. I can't headbang and paint. I wish I could. Dude, I've had times where I was vibing so hard while painting, and like I wish I could go like full motion ham and still paint. But it's basically the same reason why I can't drink and paint. I would totally drink and paint like all the time if I could. Well, A, I can't afford it, but B, also, like, the painting goes away pretty quick. Maybe if I painted, like, normal size things, you know, like normal human beings when they paint, that might be more a thing. But this, yeah, no, that's not happening. Gotta go back when you're painting. Oh, have a good one, Moon. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Still thinking that trench got too whited in. I'm gonna try fixing it with some of the shader instead of the Black Templar. Shader's more liquid, so it's more likely to go in where I wanted to. And it's dark enough to darken it in the process. There we go. I'm also going to darken this here. So if I went full ham on painting these again, like I did over the end of spring and the beginning of summer, where I was going like an intercessor every 3 days, 2.5, 3 days, I could be done with this thing in a couple months, I think. Something like that. Was it 5, 3, 3? So, 11, 12, 13, 14, something like 14 miles left. Times 3. 42? Probably like 2 months. Yeah. So, Halloween. Oh god, Halloween. In reality, because I'm being forced to look for other work, unless, you know, I hit some significant growth, which I might just say screw it and go like the political thing like I was saying, in like a hope that I can make that happen. What do you call it? Probably not gonna make that timeline if I had to take a guess. Okay, I think this is good for cleanup and then transfer. Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, it's just a lot of things I am still juggling. Not as much as I was in the beginning of the year when I was doing like large website contracts, but still enough where I'm kept, you know, I'm not able to do this, you know, 40 hours a week uninterrupted. Especially when I'm also trying to still push like the streaming, like on the back end and social media, and that stuff. For example, for stuff that actually is related to this, but does slow down the painting still. So yeah, I don't know. The whole thing's weird and rough and sucks. I do have a feeling though that like it's not gonna be until I finish it though that like the financial floodgates are gonna break because of some subconscious switch in my head gets flipped of like, okay, the contract is complete. It is done. I have fulfilled my end of things. I can now allow myself to succeed financially. So 2024 being my year? Maybe. Or not 2024, 2023. Man, you got me like looking at 2024 like it's next year. No, it just seems to be going very slow from like a audience perspective of the streams because I stopped for like a whole month to get ready for that tournament of just painting my stuff. So like, no, I was actually going at a pretty decent pace on progress before it just I just stopped cold turkey all of a sudden. Man, I had like next to nothing to clean up on this guy until I had that freak accident with the narrow uh shader. No worries, man. Oh, okay, we gotta talk about that when people are talking again. Ooh. Wow. All right, yeah. Where are those dudes in the back? What is that? Yeah, okay. When we get more... When we get people back in chat, we're gonna talk about this. There's like solo Terminators? Fascinating. Okay. Got those lined up. Alright, I'm gonna call that part done. Boss Drang. Pull out the close support icon. Where are my tweezers? Ow. Stab myself. Always good. Quiet night. Alan just mean tone on the phone. I mean, usually more people in here right now. There. No worries. You're just in time to see me lose my mind trying to center a transfer. Nope, not that much. Jeez. Nope. I can go back to this angle. Get some water underneath it. I can grab my X-Acto knife and just drag it around. That's what I usually do. Yeah. Out there. Let that dry out and start hitting it with microsol to soften it down, actually curving correctly. In the meantime, chain sword. Let's see. So we got the trim red, the soft seals and hilt black. This bit and teeth, steel, and that bit is going to be. What did I do on the other one? Gold and silver, I suppose, like this. Although maybe I'll just make it all silver. Like maybe they're not all of the same prestige. Might just make it all shiny silver. Now wire's gonna be red. This pommel's probably just gonna be steel. So let's get into it. Oh. Having a real problem with the music tonight. Can't seem to find anything I like. Let's try getting into a specific genre. Deep house, which I think is stuff I like. Yeah, sounds reasonable enough. Very good. Moving on. So stuff happened in the chat. My head snapped to the chat like super fast, and it's just my timers. Woes of being a small streamer. Nah, it's all good. Nah, I should be grateful. I think I've hit the point where almost every stream I have at least one person chatting just about the entire stream. Which is pretty big. Definitely helps me be more entertaining. But yeah, I managed to get a couple regulars off and on for just about every stream. Every stream, like, slot. That's pretty good. Oh yeah, you're back now, Tone. So, I'm receiving a bunch of pictures of the releases from the big Games Workshop live stream, and they're pretty nuts. I don't know if you've seen any of them. I've got a few of them queued up to jump on screen for us to talk a bit about them. That was a thing you desired. You threw them up. Alright. Honestly, I'm still a little burnt out on painting from the big push for the tournament. Right now I'm painting because it's work, not because I feel like painting. Be totally honest. Alright, let's see. So it's going to be a little bit wonky because I opened up the originals on the pics. You can see him close, but the actual screen is going to be cropped on the thing, so we'll just see how it goes. Properties on the window capture. There you go. Alright. Yeah, that kind of works. I'm gonna have to keep a close eye on the stream there. On your end of the stream. So I can tell what's being cut off and not. Yeah, okay, actually that's perfect, so you can't see any of my stuff. Okay, anyway. So, first big thing, which actually I'm going to jump over to one of the other tabs first. We got this big thing. The Hecaton Land Fortress. Their first, like, heavy vehicle we've been shown. Which this thing's a bit of a monster. It's looking like. It's definitely taller. I mean, it's absolutely taller than, like, a Land Raider, and I think it's about as long, if I had to guess. We're looking at... It's one of their new bolters. I think maybe a heavy bolter on the side mount there. Yeah, this big beam gun. Who knows what that's going to do. And then you got the laser thingy. It's kind of like on their bikes. Which, you can see here. Which we got some of the stats on that. Well, that's kind of like the thing that they've been going for. Is this very, like, astronaut type look, like future astronaut look with their void armor and stuff. So it kind of makes sense for like the stuff that they do, which is a lot of like mining on desolate planets and asteroids. Kind of makes sense. It looks a bit like a moon lander. But we've seen a bit of this thing. We don't know its damage profile, but we know it's strength heavy 9, strength 6, neg 2, I want to say. We saw that in the battle report where they threw these up against some Imperial Guard of all people. Yeah. They have a missile launcher thing. That's a thing. And they have like this like solo Terminator dude. Oh yeah, they're super StarCrafty. I thought that immediately from the get-go. Which isn't a terrible thing, to be honest. Could be worse. But they show some things in the back here that they haven't shown us what they are yet. Also, a different version of that beam gun. Here's just like a big rail can thing. And then we have this other one. This isn't the same thing. This is something else. It has 2 forward-mounted guns. The cockpit is different, and has 1 multi-laser thing here. Additionally, what are these dudes in the back that look all wizardy? What's going on here? And these look like drones, mind you. Might have a Tau wizard going on, a dwarf Tau wizard. Yeah. Actually, wait, look at that. His foot? I'm gonna zoom in. Them's floating rocks. This thing does gravity nonsense. In addition to having 2 drones flying by him with bolters. Yeah, flown rock shoes. Totally. That's what's going on here. We got the Berserker dude seen those. So they got some kind of psycho looking thing, I think. It's got bodyguards. More of the Berserker guys down here. Got one of these like solo Terminator dudes. Who are probably gonna hit like super hard if I had to imagine. Maybe he's like Magneto but for Earth. He can't fly but can manipulate environment. Maybe. Get this heavy weapons dude. I don't know, have we seen that guy before? Here's a whole bunch of the Terminator dudes, but they're not as big as the solo guy. This guy's bigger. It's almost like these guys are soldiers, these guys are space marines, and yeah, this guy's like a Terminator dude. Also we have the hero here, which we got some close-ups of. Uthar the Destined. Look at that skin texture, though. Oh, we finally see it! I've mentioned this for years. We got no Jim Raynor. Actually, I don't get the reference, but that's fine. I'm terrible at names. We got bears. We got bears represented in 40k. It's a nice shoulder pad. It's got a Volkite gun here, a shorter sword, and this magma sword here. So there's a version of one of these guys that are like the captains, effectively. And in the battle report, would a Volkite gun versus a plasma weapon? So, alright, so Volkites right now. Volkites usually have a profile of... Oh, I'm thinking twin Volkite coverings. I think normal Volkites are like strength 5, 0 AP, 2 damage, and they can do mortal wounds. While plasma guns are usually strength 7, neg 3, 1 damage. And if you overcharge them, you can get it to strength 8, neg 3, 2 damage, but you have a chance of blowing yourself up on a 1 hit. Lately, Volkites have been, this weapon? This is a Volkite. This is definitely a Volkite. Oh, but how would it work in real life? So, Volkite, from my understanding, is like microwaves, I want to say, to rapidly heat up the target. Yeah, it's like hyper intense microwaving, which isn't how microwaves work, but we'll go beyond that, I guess. Well, plasma's I mean, I suppose it's technically the state of matter of plasma, but more specifically, they're shooting the stuff of stars at you, so it's like they create a fusion reaction, right? Like within the gun. They create a fusion reaction, and then a magnetic shoot in front of the gun that the plasma then follows inside the magnetic shoot, because it is magnetized. It's highly electrified. So you're getting hit with pure fusion, like, pure fusion reaction. That's not radiation at that point. Like, there is radiation involved, but it's actually just huge amounts of heat and pressure. Which is why whenever it hits something and just atomizes it, even in the lore, plasma is like super brutal when an author actually goes out of the way to like mention it actually doing something. It just annihilates everything it touches. It's super bad. You don't want to be on the wrong end of a plasma. Which is like, when they first came out with Hell Blasters, I was like, oh wow, it's like, in lore, this should be overpowered. Like, 10 dudes with plasma guns? Like, no, nothing should be able to stand in front of that. Especially the assault plasma, where they have rapid, like, I mean, beyond, like, rapid fire, but, like, rapid fire. Like, 3 shots per turn is a lot of shots in the lore. It's more than a bolter. So it's more rapid than a bolter, which is like slow full auto. Like, by our modern standards, it's like on the slower end of full auto. So kind of like a but isn't that like a FAL? You know, whatever, like the battle rifles. I'm really distracted by this freaking Facebook notification. Is someone responding to me in a DM thing? And just blinking. App's just blinking away. You know, I'm just gonna close that with right click. There we go. Okay, so anyway, so this guy. What I do know, I don't think they do rerolls. This dudes of this rank, they're like captains, so to speak. I know they gave a name for them, but I forget what it is. What they do is they apply tokens of judgment, which is like their version of like marker lights, which effectively they apply them to a target, and when a target has an attack put against it, they have a token of judgment. On a unmodified 6 to hit, the attack auto wounds. When you hit 2 tokens of judgment, it's on a 5 up. And on 3, which is the max, it's now 4 up. So it's a 4 up to auto wound. So you put down something big and tough. And suddenly your bolters are auto wounding. Which also bypasses transhuman. This is in addition to all these dudes with void armor. They showed one of their like faction-wide rules is that if you have the void armor keyword, whatever that is, whatever they call that keyword, you have armor of contempt, right? Standard armor of contempt, but in addition, no one can reroll wound rolls or damage rolls against you. Which, you know, a bit rough. Considering that's faction-wide, and that's before getting into the, like, sub-faction specific ones, which they do have. They showed that one of the most common ones, the Chthonian something or another. They have one that makes it easier to get more tokens of judgment, in addition to the other stuff. So yeah, usual GW stuff where like the new stuff has like extraordinarily good rules. It's just like whatever. Oh wait, I didn't even notice that before. Look at this gun. Some kind of rotary, super heavy caliber. Wow. And it gets nerfed a touch. Often it does, eventually, after it has its time in the sunlight. I mean, I'm probably going to be staying underground for all of that, because, I mean, I'm shocked I was able to get 3rd at my local tournament with Raven Guard. These guys are basically Space Marines, but cheaper and better. In almost every way. Like, they have the same strength toughness, they're a little bit slower, and they have a 4-up save, but they have better defensive, like, rules. And the weapons are looking to be at least on par. So it's like, really? So, yeah. I like how they made it look like they're actually on a lunar surface here, like on a desolate rock, and a bunch of these dudes not only don't have helmets on, but like some of them are just like half naked. Like, what? Also, their bases that got grass on them. What is this? Like, make up your mind. Where are they? What's happening? Yeah, like, there's no sky, but there's scraggle on their bases. Weird. Yeah, I mean, they are around this weird dish thing, which I would have assumed is a communications device, but I suppose in theory it could also be an atmospheric, like, generator thing somehow. I don't know how that would work without being visible, but sure. Wait a second, what's this? Look at this. Oh, you can't see it because of the cut. Hold on. How do I... And do... What does this do? What does that look like? Did that help? No, it didn't do anything. Hold on, I gotta mess with the stream settings so you can see this. This is important. Crop. Nope, wrong way. I'm just gonna apply that to like 100. There we go. Now you'll be able to see it when I drag it over. Okay, you see that guy on the right? There's 2 dudes on one base. Looks to be, if I had to guess, the Berserker dudes, right? But one's got a heavy weapon, and then one of the robot dudes, carrying his axe. That's wacky. Here's what I'm wondering. So it's a robot dude, so good at repairs. The dude's got what looks like a grenade launcher. I'm gonna try to zoom in on it and hope you can still like see it. See if that works on stream. Yeah, there we go. Well, yeah, not just that, but more specifically this duo here on the one base. He's got the robot holding the axe, and the other dude's got like what looks like a grenade launcher. I mean, come on, we've seen worse. Look at Narthesium. That thing makes no sense. It might not be a grenade launcher. It could be some kind of thermal weapon. But yeah, we got like a berserker with a heavy weapons and like an assistant bot for some reason. Maybe the bot is like their medic. I did hear something about them having a res stratagem and they can res like multiple dudes at once. I don't know what exactly it applies to. That's a whole thing. And yeah, we have got that smaller, but still like significantly sized tank because that's a, what is this called? Like a Mauler Fiend right there. And that's a Disco Lord. It's like, this thing ain't small. It's like at least the size of a Predator. Taller though, obviously. Yeah, you're seeing the base now. Yeah, they're sharing a base. Like that's a model. That's what I mean. So what are the wacky rules? Although actually, I just realized, look at the front pouch of the robot. It's got 3 tube things, one of which is empty. That might be ammo for whatever that weapon is. Yeah. Yeah, because they're pouches. Yeah, those are definitely leather pouches, and there's steel things sticking out the top, and the back one is empty. Fascinating. Also, why does this guy look so particularly ugly from this angle? Like, what is happening to that guy's face? Well, he's got the axe on the back. He's carrying the axe. You have 3 shots of die, whatever's in front of you, and you grab the axe, and you continue axing everybody like everyone else who's already axing and making it work. I mean, clearly they work enough that they use a lot of these guys, so I mean, you know, it's not the worst. Yeah, that's what I was saying before. It's like the robot's carrying an axe for him. So he's carrying ammo, carrying an axe. He might also be a medic. Yeah, they're taking on Black Legion. Dude, one of these berserkers is about to get that plasma pistol, like, right to the face. I think it's this guy. Yeah, I want to see a lot more numbers for these guys. Oh yeah, there's one more thing. Oh. One more 40k relevant thing. They revealed the Cornet Berserkers box. And, yeah, they're looking pretty good. Nice. Oh, look, they got sculpted, pauldrons and stuff. Also, I don't know why the Imperium stopped using, like, bolter bayonets, like over here, and this model of... I can't really see it because I still have some of it cropped. Hold on. Fix all this stuff later. Oh no, I have to drag the window. Okay. You see that model of chainsword on the far right? How it's stabby? Why did the Imperium stop using those? That's the best version of a chainsword, realistically speaking. Because try stabbing like any other version of a chainsword. Just got a little spike. Spike's a little short to be worth anything, but you know, whatever. That's a decent, like, cleaving version. It looks too evil as opposed to the skulls and candles and purity symbols and Space Marines being Space Marines normally. Yeah, it's just one of those things. I mean, considering the Imperial Guard's like second motto behind Die Standing is affix bayonets, I'm gonna say no. Also, everyone still uses flamers. I don't see how bayonets are less evil than flamers. Speaking of which, I kind of want to play Enlisted after I wrap up. Play my flamethrower squad, even though I am super tired. That are sort of the stars. Do I wish to be a Khornate Berserker or an Imperial Guard general? Flamers used for BBQ only according to the Emperor. Or used for BBQ only according to the Emperor. Yeah, and most Xenos are edible, right? I think. Ooh, I didn't even notice that backpack mark. That looks pretty good. And the backpack itself. Yeah, this sculpting is good. This is good sculpting. These are good berserkers. What's nice is I have a local World Eaters player, so I might legitimately face some of these in time. Give it like 6 months, I might actually see a bunch of these on the field and have to gun them down like the dogs that they are. Yeah, the is that the Omniphagia? I want to say is the Feast on Brains thing. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, that's the 40K. Blast. The 40K related releases that they showed at the live stream. So anyway, I got 4 minutes. I just say screw it. Cause yeah, I'm exhausted and I'm still running on a calorie deficit right now, so I'm getting tired super. My magenta arrived. Time to pay my warp some size. There you go. Nice. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out. And this goes to everyone, including people watching the VOD later. All like 3 of you. Check out links in the description or links in the chat if you're in the stream. All the social media, as well as where to order your own commission or to check out the shop with merch I have designed myself. And different ways you can support the stream. Because, yeah, if you guys want the stream to continue going, as opposed to me having to get some kind of other thing, well, something's gotta start flowing. Yeah. Hope everyone has a great night. I'll be back Friday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, and then 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern on Friday. I'm trying to get monetized, man. YouTube's like a joke as far as that. I gotta hit affiliate in... I gotta hit affiliate, which I need 2 things for affiliate right now with Twitch. I need 50 followers, which I'm getting there slowly over time. The big one, the hard one, is that in a 30-day span, I need to hit an average of 3 simultaneous viewers as my viewing average. I can't seem to pass over 2 currently, because I generally have long stretches of a single lurker for a lot of my streams. So even on occasion, I do hit 3. It's a problem. I got kind of close once, but that was after a few people raided me in the same week. So I had like a few minutes of like 25 people watching. So, you know. Hey, there's the merch link now. That's the easiest and quickest way of supporting me. Buy yourself a mug. I got one over here. Buy yourself a warning. This is a coffee mug, not a brush rinse cup mug. Or several t-shirts in regards to painting minis. A mug in regard to Among Us, which is pretty sus. Not gonna lie, the fact that mug exists is pretty sus. And I don't have the D&D ones up yet, because I'm still working on those. I've been working on those for months. Just busy. Actually, I can't... Hold on, give me a second. I can bring up exactly... Well, okay, well, here's the thing. No, actually, you don't pay shipping. The prices on there on the website look a little high because actually I factored in all the shipping involved because everything's made through Printful. I'm actually able to do that. I'm able to get exactly what their shipping costs are, and I factored them into the price, so no matter where someone's buying from, I am still like profiting at least a little bit. So I can actually pull up exactly what that looks like here. Give me a second. POD product pricing. Yeah, so if you buy from Australia, say an 11-ounce mug, I'm still profiting about $7. And hey, the one I ordered was in a pretty, like, hefty box. Like, it wasn't, like, in just like shipping peanuts. It was like in a like, you know when they make the cardboard that folds in with the slots, just cardboard like inside and the slots over like the sides of the piece. It was in one of those. Like that thing was like a bunker. So no, because I go through Printful, like the whole thing's like really legit. It's not me like packing it into a box myself. I don't even do anything with it myself. It's all done automatically. So yeah, actually, like, if you, Tone, my man in Australia, wanted some of my merch, you would receive my merch appropriately, and, you would not be paying out the nose for shipping. I actually am paying out the nose for shipping, because, I just have that set price, and that's it. Everything, 100% of expenses and taxes are taken out of that price, regardless of where you are. Which, yes, does mean that my American brothers need to get to buying my stuff because I have a much better profit margin on them. Yeah, you know. Okay. You think that's funny? Someone did. I'm pretty sure I've told you about this before. Someone did actually put in a commission for a White Scars Gravis Captain and put the wrong email. So I could never follow up with that because it was a really funny idea. Here's the downside. That you'll be paying out the nose for shipping, and you're paying out both nostrils for the actual commission if you want looking like these guys. Well, no, it's not they never got back. I never got back to them because they gave the wrong email. Like, they misspelled their email. I got Mailer Demon from 2 different, servers. Like, I tried, first I tried my, like, business servers because I have actual web hosting servers with emails, like, business emails on them because my other job is a web dev. So I offer website hosting as well as web development and emails and all that stuff. So I went through that where my business email is. That didn't work, and I thought maybe just because I have a weird server. So then I tried through Yahoo. So Mailer Demon. You know what? That's fair. I'm gonna look into that. I think it has confirmed email address already, to be honest. But let me double check. Looking on my website. Does it say confirm email address? Nope, just one email. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. Yeah, I'll have to fix that. Blast. I'll put it on the list for tomorrow. That's a legit thing. But yeah, for anyone watching, all of my merch, you can get it just about anywhere in the world, and the price you see is the price you actually pay. If it ends up telling you during the process that's making you pay more than that price, whatever it is, say the mug's $25 to $27 depending on the size, stop the purchase, email me, and I will ensure to fix that because that's a bug. Should be real flat pricing across everything. Yeah, right? Because, yeah, I was really frustrating. I'm like, oh man, I've only been streaming like a week and I already got a painting commission. Perfect, it's working. And then, yeah, I couldn't get it. I could have made like 400 bucks off that Gravis Captain. Because he wanted a nice looking Gravis Captain with like freehand and stuff on. I'm like, this is going to look so good. It's going to be real fun. But, man, it's going to take me like 4 days to paint. That's not a quick, you know, airbrush and knock her out thing. But yeah. No, I need to push my merch more. I gotta finish cleaning that mug. I did something stupid to it. I'm not gonna go into the details, but I gotta finish cleaning that thing so I can start using it so it's actually on cam whenever I'm streaming. And maybe mention it more on my Instagram. I don't know. So yeah, the merch stuff's good. Just I gotta get people to actually go and look at it and like it and buy it. I do know it looks weird to how there's like multiple entries for like the same shirt. It's because the way that it's set up on Printful's end, it can't do all the colors and all the sizes in a single posting. It's weird. So I gotta do it in multiple ones. I gotta finish that D&D spread so I can thicken this out a bit. This is less than I remember, because I'm remembering that. So much stuff to do, so little time. Anyway, alright, it's 10:05. I'm rambling like insane, man. Thanks for watching. Follow any and all of my stuff through the Linktree if you don't already. All of it helps massively. Now I'll catch you in the next stream. Have a good one, everyone. I'm looking at the wrong screen for my stop streaming button. Jeez, I'm tired.